welcome to the SVG-TV news for Monday, November 6th. I'm Khalil Kato with the details. With a record 47 homicides for the year thus far, including 3 committed over the weekend period, Acting Commissioner of Police Enfield Williams is appealing to law-abiding citizens to cooperate with the police to rid the country of the scourge of gun violence and other criminal activities. Today, at his first news conference since his appointment, Commissioner Williams, who was flanked by senior executive of the RSVG police force, noted that 2 of the homicides committed over the weekend were by the way of illegal firearms and ammunition, pointing out that this is a problem which is becoming too rampant in the society and citizens must not allow this practice to be normalized.
As right-thinking Vincentians, we must not accept these occurrences as normal, and we should do everything in our power to rid our streets and our communities of illegal arms and ammunition and the few rogue men and women who seek to use them to instill fear among citizens. Very shortly, we will, as an organization and the law enforcement community in general, roll out the highly anticipated amnesty that the Prime Minister spoke about, gun amnesty that the Prime Minister spoke about in his recent independence address. This, among other measures, is geared towards making our streets and our communities safer for all of us, because too often lives are lost because of illegal firearms. Homes are shattered, dreams are broken, and too many cries are going up because of violence. I want to urge Vincentians to partner with the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force and the law enforcement community in general as we seek to tackle this scourge of guns and the scourge of crime and criminality, because we must return our country, or we must continue to make our country safe and secure for all of us.
The Commissioner is also encouraging civic groups, neighborhood watches, and religious organizations to join in solidarity with the police as they make a Herculean effort to rid the streets of violence. Pointing out that crime fighting is not just the police's business, but everyone's business, Assistant Commissioner in charge of operations, Christopher Benjamin, also encouraged citizens to work together to combat crime.
Question is being asked what the police is doing. We are working hard to keep everybody safe. But if I outline to you exactly in details what we're about to do or what we are doing, it will defeat the purpose. But all I will say, you will felt us, so expect some inconvenience based on our initiative. We will be seeing the high police presence will be visible throughout our communities, and also we will be present but not so present. So we'll be there and you won't know that we are there. I urge citizens, come forward, give information to the police so that we can bring these people who are committing these crimes to justice. Don't wait until it's affecting you to come forward. Remember, we are in this crime fighting business together.
In providing an overview of the investigations and fighting crime in SVG, Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of crime, Trevor Bailey, spoke on the July 19th mass shooting in capital Kingtown, where 5 persons lost their lives. He said thus far they have obtained 12 statements in regards to the killings and assistance from their counterparts in St. Lucia, who conducted forensic examinations of a vehicle in question.
Naturally would have left with what was gathered from the processing of that vehicle, and we await the forensic analysis of the exhibits that were taken. We have also sought the assistance of our colleagues in St. Kitts in further analysis of other exhibits that are related to this five-man murder, and the investigation in that matter is very much ongoing. At this stage too, I want to dispel a rumor that the reward that has been offered has been cashed in. That is not so. The reward is still up for grabs. We are urging the members of society, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to feel free to cooperate with the police and provide any information that they may have, irrespective of how slight you may consider the information that you are in possession of. No information will be torn away. No information is too small. We are grateful. We accept every information. We analyze the information, and that piece of information that you may consider minimal may very well be the piece that is missing to our person. So again, I urge the general public to continue the partnership, and I see this relationship as a partnership between civil society and the police.
On the investigation into the death of 17-year-old student Precious Williams, whose body was found in a plastic bag at Richmond Hill in May 2022, and Veronica Small, who was discovered on the E.T. Joshua tarmac in August of 2022 with a PVC pipe inserted into her body, ACP Bailey said the investigations into these deaths are ongoing, with work being done every day to bring the perpetrators to justice.
I have assumed office as the Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of crime. I have personally sat down with the investigators who are members of the major crime unit who head in this investigation into these two particular crimes. We have done a review of the statements. I have ordered for some investigation to be done along certain lines, and those investigations are very much ongoing. I want to say to St. Vincent and the Grenadines that I want you to believe in your investigators. Believe in the investigators that the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force have within its ranks. We have proven before that we are more than capable of doing in-depth and technical investigation. And these two crimes in particular are very high on our agenda, and they're very much alive, and we're working. I'm very hopeful that in a future press conference, I'll be able to speak more definitively with regards to these two murder offenses.
On this past weekend's 3 homicides, ACP Bailey extended condolences to the families and said the police will be meticulous and relentless with their investigations into these matters. On the killing in Leyu, ACP Bailey noted that there has been an upsurge in criminal activity in the area, which he said is of concern to the police.
The Commissioner of Police would have met earlier this morning with his executive and gazetted officers. Certain measures has been implemented with immediate effect in the Leyu district. The persons in Leyu, the citizens in Leyu, could be comforted to know that the police will not walk away. We will be relentless. We will, as far as humanly practicable, perform our duties to ensure that the public peace is maintained and that the citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and most of the residents of Leyu can walk the streets of Leyu at any time and feel comfortable. You will see the police, you will feel the police. There are times when you may be inconvenienced, but be assured that the inconvenience that you may occur, it is in the best interest of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the citizens of the surrounding areas in Leyu, Bokomet and those areas. I think that the police have recognized that there was a bit of a fall-off between the citizens and the police, and we are committed in mending that bridge, filling that gap. We are committed, deeply committed, and we are concerned about the level of crimes in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we have every shoulder, every boot that is being laced. Members of the Royal Civils and Grenadines Police Force, our shoulders are committed to the task of making sure that crime is at a minimal, and more so homicide in civils and Grenadines, that we, with dispatch, with urgency, get a proper grip on the entire situation.
Of the 47 homicides committed for the year thus far, 43 have been classified as murders, of which 36 were committed by the use of illegal firearms and ammunition. Commissioner Williams said this is a problem not just for the police, but for the whole society, and it must be addressed in a united fashion, as he reiterated an appeal for citizens, including the media, to partner with the police to deal with the issue.
You have a porch, really. You have a reach to help us to meet the young men on the block, the young women, wherever they are, and to speak directly to them, to move away from the life of crime and violence. So I want to, yes, we want to reach out to all of the groups in society to say partner with us, but I want to make that special appeal to the media, the morning talk shows, the newspapers, to partner with us so that we can reach the young men and the young women to turn their lives away from, turn their minds away from that life of crime and violence. And like I said before, we have a problem. The gun culture is too glorified in our society. Murder and the likes is too widely played in our vans and on the media, through the songs we listen to and play. And the young men and the young women, first thing they do when they get on the bus in the mornings, they listen to these songs, and the last thing at nights, it's still these songs. And this is what is, and I'm not blaming the media. I'm simply saying, let us work together to use your reach to change things for all of us. Because at the end of the day, St. Vincent is our home. And together, we can work hand in hand to change hearts and minds away from crime and violence. Because you have that reach that can meet people where they are.
The police have also expressed concern about the frequency of motor vehicle accidents and incidences of reckless driving and dangerous driving on the public roads and thoroughfares of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In a news release issued on Sunday, the police say, according to investigations, driving at excessively high speeds is one of the main causes of most of these accidents, and reiterated to the general public that according to the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act, Chapter 483 of 2009, the speed limit within the towns of Kingtown, Georgetown and Calliaqua, and on Sion Hill and Kingstown Hill, on Kingstown Hill and Sion Hill Road within the villages of Sion Hill, Stubbs and Bridgetown, and within Friendly Village and through the Byra Tunnel is 15 miles per hour for omnibuses or trucks and 20 miles per hour for other vehicles. Elsewhere in SVG, the speed limit is 20 miles per hour for omnibuses or trucks and 30 miles per hour for other vehicles. The RSVGPF is encouraging all drivers and motorists, especially those who operate public service vehicles, to drive in accordance with the speed limit and with due care and attention to other road users, noting also that road safety is not only the police's responsibility, but it is everybody's. The police say statistics from the traffic branch indicate that there is a 5% increase in motor vehicle accidents for the third quarter of 2023 when compared to the same period in 2022. There were 594 reported accidents in the same quarter in 2022 and 621 in 2023. For the same period under review, there were 6 and 4 fatal accidents respectively. The news release said the Commissioner of Police is assuring the public that no effort will be spared in enforcing the traffic laws to ensure safety and security on our roads, and called on citizens and residents to work hand in hand with the police to curb the number of motor vehicle accidents, dangerous driving, and incidences of road rage that have been creeping into our society. The Commissioner further appeals to motorists and commuters to not drive over the designated speed limit, wear a seatbelt while driving, do not drink and drive, be courteous, tolerant, and respectful to other users of the road. Do not drive with your cellular phone or any other item in your hand that can impede your judgment and control of your vehicle. Refrain from playing loud music in public and private vehicles. Make sure it is safe before crossing a pedestrian crossing. Comply with the traffic laws, road signs, and other signals given by police officers conducting traffic duty. The police say those who fail to comply with the traffic laws of SVG will be prosecuted. The figures for the year thus far show that the country's tourism industry is rebounding well to the pre-COVID-19 numbers or even beyond. The figures were shared by Director of Tourism Faylene King on SVG-TV's Viewpoint program on Sunday, who noted that the COVID-19 pandemic had a significant impact on all aspects of the country's tourism industry.
Our benchmark year, 2019, if you look at the figures, our total arrivals, we had 85,000 air arrivals, we had 62,000 arrivals by yacht, and we had 250,000 cruise arrivals in 2019, a total of 398,000 visitors. In 2020, we went to a total of 154,000, less than half of 2019. That was 101 cruise arrivals, 26,000 yacht arrivals, and 27,000 air arrivals. 2021, we went down even further. In air arrivals, 24,000. We had 8,000 yacht arrivals, 24,000 cruise arrivals, a total of 56,000. So from 398,000 in 2019 to 56,000 in 2021. 2022, we saw those figures turning around. Much to our pleasure and much to our stakeholders' delight, because of course this is their bread and butter. It's our country's as well, but they felt the impact more severely than most of us may have otherwise. So in 2022 we had 59,000 air arrivals, 35,000 yacht arrivals, and 115,000 cruise arrivals. So we came up to 210,000 from 56,000 in 2021 to 210 in 2022. And I have a smile on my face because so far for the first half of 2023, we have 40,000 air arrivals, 31,000 yacht arrivals, and 180,000 cruise arrivals thus far for 2023. So up to June, our total arrivals is back up to 253,000.
Looking like we're going to surpass the benchmark.
We're hoping. We are hoping.
King said the Caribbean Tourism Organization, CTO, projects arrivals will be up between 10 and 15% over 2022, and they are hoping that SVG is part of that upward movement.
We're on target, and I believe by year end, the second half of 2023, which would be our peak tourism season, that we will be able to get back to
it's looking good.
And hopefully surpassing our 2019 figures.
It's looking good. This is the peak, and you're already way up there. So it's looking good.
The impact was felt, and we saw it in the numbers. We saw it. All of the subsectors were hard hit: air and sea arrivals, yachting and cruising. But we are really pleased that last year we saw the rebound, and we were pleased that we got back to over 200,000 visitors in 2022. But we now, as I said, we're at 253, so at half year. So, but I would also just guard against us always. We have to compare and we have to look at our competition, but sometimes we also have to remember that our competition have been out of the blocks ahead of us in a lot of instances. So we've had an international airport from 2017 that will obviously have an impact on our total air arrivals, because if you're going to compare a destination that does not have air international flights, direct flights, with one that has had international flights for years, then it's not necessarily.
It's not a fair comparison.
And similarly with cruise, we cannot. There are different size berths throughout the region. So some of our competition, they have cruise ship berths that are able to accommodate 3 and 4 and 5 ships.
Yeah.
We do not have that at this time, and we.
SVG is expected to have another record-breaking tourism season with some 377 port calls expected for the 2023-2024 cruise season, an increase of 17.5% over the 2022-2023 season, which saw 311 calls. The first cruise ship for the season, Britannia, came in last Wednesday with over 3,000 passengers and crew. The cruise calls for the season include 116 to Port Kingtown, 100 calls to Beckway, 28 calls to Union Island, 67 to Miro, 61 to the Tobago Keys, and 5 calls to Canawan. In other local news, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has been honored in Nigeria with the chieftaincy title Omowale of Ota, meaning our son has come back home. This happened when the Prime Minister and his delegation met with the King of Ota in Ogun State, Nigeria, His Royal Majesty Oba Professor Adeyemi Abdul Kabir, and his chiefs at the Olota Palace in Nigeria on Saturday. A release said the King and Prime Minister Gonsalves expressed their pleasure in meeting each other in brief remarks, after which the King ordered blessings and prayers be said for the Prime Minister, his family, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. When the prayers were finished, His Majesty announced that he plans to make a return visit to SVG in 2024, and that he has decided to give Prime Minister Gonsalves the chieftain title, that should be the chieftaincy title, of Omowale of Ota. At another function on his visit to Nigeria, Prime Minister Gonsalves was awarded an honorary degree, Doctor of Sciences in Management Sciences, from the Bells University of Technology. According to a press release from the Office of the Prime Minister, Dr. Gonsalves received the award at a graduation ceremony at the university's BUPF International Conference Center. The press release said, on Friday, November 3rd, the Prime Minister delivered the convocation lecture, which was well received and lauded by university officials. Both ceremonies were attended by the university's chief benefactor, former President of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo. The press release states that, on receiving the honorary degree, the Prime Minister thanked the university for bestowing the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines the award through him. He also took the opportunity to announce that the All Saints Medical School in St. Vincent is offering additional tuition scholarships to Nigerian students valued at $10,000 each. The Prime Minister and his delegation were expected to move on to Ghana on Sunday. They are expected back home on Wednesday. St. Vincent and the Grenadines will join the global community on Tuesday, November 14th, to observe World Diabetes Day, focusing on the theme Empowering Global Health, which stresses the importance of communities working together to combat this global issue. Diabetes remains a pivotal global health challenge, but once a year, the world unites in a singular mission, raising awareness and fostering change. This unity finds its voice in World Diabetes Day 2023. Diabetes is a non-communicable disease affecting millions across the globe, and World Diabetes Day 2023 provides a platform for everyone from medical professionals to the general public to learn, share, act in addressing the challenge. On NBC Radio's face-to-face program today, President of the SVG Diabetes and Hypertension Association, Janice Oliver Crease, said that the association is committed to assisting persons deal with diabetes and other NCDs.
Aim at reducing morbidity and mortality through health promotion, encourage healthy lifestyle practices, and coordinating the district association. So we know back then we had a lot of district diabetic groups, and we know some of them have gone dormant, but we are here to really encourage you to revive those groups in the community. They were very important, and they still is important. So we are sending a message out there. You don't have to be a diabetic to form the diabetic groups. And so we are encouraging those groups to get going again.
Oliver Cree said there is a large amount of young adolescents in the country diagnosed with diabetes and a number of other cases undiagnosed.
To promote the interests of diabetics and hypertensive and to assist them in the management of their condition, thus reducing complication. We also encourage regular screening. So as an organization, we encourage regular screening because persons may feel symptoms which they're not sure what the symptoms may be. And that's why we are saying that they are accessible to health center. Health centers are close to persons, whether in walking distance or just a 15-minute drive, you have access to health center throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So there is no excuse for you to not be screened. So we are also looking for persons also who may be predisposed because they may have strong family history of developing this condition. So these persons should also, take note and don't slip up, because the moment you slip up is when this condition is going to come down upon you. Because if you have 3-4 persons in your family with diabetes and you ain't continue to look at your lifestyle, what you eat, your physical activity, all of these things, diabetes can greet you, and it may not greet you nicely.
Oliver Cree said on Sunday the SVG Diabetes and Hypertension Association commenced a week of activities to commemorate World Diabetes Day 2023 with a church service. She said the activities will seek to help persons with diabetes and other NCDs control their condition and to encourage others to reduce their risk of becoming diabetic or prevent NCDs. Some of the activities for the week will be a visit tomorrow to district clinics to sensitize persons about the SVG Diabetes and Hypertension Association, a healthy eating day on Wednesday with persons encouraged to consume fruits and vegetables, a mini fair in Beckway on Thursday to educate persons about proper foot care for diabetics and screening, an early morning walk on Saturday from the Peace Memorial Hall to the E.T. Joshua Tarmac, and a health fair on World Diabetes Day, Tuesday, November 14th at Heritage Square, beginning at 9:30.
A team will be going out to Stubbs Polyclinic to meet with the staff and persons to bring awareness. Let them know that the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Diabetes and Hypertension Association is alive, and we want them to know that they are a part of us. So is to come and hear what we have to say, how we can encourage you with your condition, and if you're not a diabetic, how you can be encouraged to warn it off. Let it stay off from you. We'll be doing screening as the organization. We'll be doing screening, we'll be doing education, on your foot, how you should manage your foot, how you should look for your any illness on your feet. And so come on down. Beckway, we are coming to you. We don't want to leave you out of this time around. So Thursday is our day for Beckway.
The annual Rotary District 7030 conference will be hosted here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the first time under the theme Sharing Hope. The conference will showcase the collective impact Rotarians are making through collaboration and positive change. At a news conference today, past President Shafia London said participants will experience the warmth and hospitality that St. Vincent and the Grenadines has to offer. She said 450 persons from 75 Rotary clubs from 17 countries and territories in the Southern Caribbean will participate in the District 7030 conference. London said the major event on the District 7030's calendar will be held from April 18th to 20th, 2024 at the Kingtown Baptist Church, with a pre-conference workshop for presidents and secretaries-elect on April 17th. According to London, the 7030 conference will provide an opportunity for the entire Rotary family to celebrate the spirit of service, diversity, and fellowship, which reflects the mission of Rotary.
We have that honor of being able to execute for the first time ever in St. Vincent and the Grenadines a district conference. You may ask, why is this so important? Why am I so excited? Well, first, we are going to be bringing 450 persons to the shores of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Rotarians from across our 75 clubs in 17 countries and territories in the Southern Caribbean make up District 7030, and they're all super excited to be here come April 18th to 20th. Our event will be held at the Kingtown Baptist Church, where we would kick off with an opening ceremony and welcome cocktail. But before we do that, on the 17th of April, we'll be having a pre-conference workshop for presidents and secretaries-elect across the region. We go into the opening ceremony 18th and a welcome cocktail, all the formalities. Then on the 19th will be conference day 1, where Rotarians will have the opportunity to interact with each other, to learn about how coming together we could make positive changes, not just in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but throughout the region.